So gold closed the week at 46.03, and this rally isn't playing by the normal rules. Usually when yields go up, gold struggles. This week yields went up, the dollar went down, and gold and Bitcoin both climbed together. That's unusual. And once you see why, the whole picture makes sense. Here's what's really happening. Yields aren't rising because the Fed is fighting inflation. They are rising because of worries about US debt. Too much borrowing, too much uncertainty. And when Treasury stepped in with bigger bond buybacks, the market took that as a signal. This debt problem gets solved by printing and injecting more liquidity, not by tightening the belt. That's why gold is acting like a hedge against the dollar itself, not just reacting to interest rates. So today I'll cover dollar index, silver, and the big one, gold. We'll break down this shift and why Kevin Warsh Thursday's speech at Jackson Hole could either keep this rally going or completely change the story. Let's get into it. So let's begin with the US dollar index, and right now I'm on the weekly frame. So US dollar index, it basically cleaned the low here and then it started printing highs and higher lows here. So let's apply the first extension here. So I'm going to put my first bullish extension on the weekly frame. And this rally got stalled exactly at the previous resistance area here. Now I'll be shifting to daily now. And on the daily frame, it started rolling down and it creates high, a false breakout above this highlighted zone with a lower high pattern. So I need to add here fib extension in the downward direction. So fib extension in the downward direction added. Let's change it to red. And I'll add a vertical line on the lower high here. Now, this is still retracement against the previous move up. So this is the previous base for dollar index, which is around 97.59. And this is the leg completed here. So I'm going to add a retracement as well. So now I've added fib retracement on the last bullish leg. So currently dollar index has fallen to extension 200 here in the downward direction, and it's very close to 78.6 to 85 of the previous up leg. In my previous weekly analysis, I've explained that there could be two probabilities, and it was like either if we get a downward breakout and it gets extended to 78.85, and then there would be bullish divergence between the two lows, and we will expect the reversal. Alternatively, if it breaks higher, then it will create a lower high and then continuation lower. So it broke in the downward direction from this range, and this was due to the trigger, the US treasuries I've already talked about in my midweek analysis, and then dollar crashes and moves to the next fib support now. Now I need to switch to the next lower time frame, that is 4H. Now on the 4 hourly frame, I need to start reading the structure here. So the structure is still bearish on the 4 hourly frame. So this is high and this is the first low here. So basically this area was the ranging pattern here, and this is the lower high of this range. So I'm going to add the next extension on the 4 hourly frame in the downward direction. So I'll start from the high here. I'll connect with this low. So this is equal low in the ranging pattern, and I add the next extension here. Now I need to shift the vertical line. So we have connected until this lower high. So this is now our magnet resistance area. Let's highlight with red. And this is also our magnet resistance, the nearest one to the current price. And currently it is bouncing, trying to build support at the magnet support zone here. So this is temporary support. Now let's move to the next lower time frame, that is 1H, and I need to reset the chart view here. Now based on the hourly frame, the major structure is still bearish. So this is the high, low, lower high, And now again it's ranging around this support magnet area. And I see here that it has already, after creating this downward move, it has already cleaned this low, fallen below the magnet support. It has given a relief bounce, retested the same area. Now it is again finding tough. It's finding resistance around this high. So if it fails again, there would be one more retest, maybe one more lower low formation, and then it will complete the bullish divergence. It is already showing one bullish divergence here. Now, in case if this gets cleaned out, a fake break, then there would be a short term reversal to 99.25, or maybe slightly higher towards 99.6 or 99.8. But I'm not expecting it to bounce higher than 100 now. So this bounce could be short-lived. So here we need to monitor whether it's able to break the resistance, the local resistance, and move towards 99.25 and then complete the next low, or it's gonna give up here, create another low, a false breakout with a complete bullish divergence, and then it's gonna give you the retracement move, the corrective move higher. But eventually, I'm expecting that US dollar index will not cross 100 and move lower again. So short term bounce is highly anticipated, but the mid to long term plan for dollar index is now bearish. Now let's move to silver. So here on the day chart, let's understand. So we got the low formation here. So this low was cleaned. So one more low was printed here. And this comes with bullish divergence on MACD lines. And the buyers, they have completed the breakout structure here. So I need to zoom in and I need to apply the first bullish extension here. So I'm going to add my first bullish extension on the first leg up and connecting with the higher low point here. Since it is bullish, I need to change the color to green here. So I'll be adding a vertical line and moving to the next lower time frame, that is 4H. Now on the 4-hourly frame, I need to pick the next leg up. So now here we have defined low as A point, and this is the high. So this can be taken as B, and this is again C point here. So I need to add my next fib extension bullish on the 4-hourly chart. So now I'm adding the second extension on the 4-hourly chart. So this becomes our magnet support area, which is now 62.7 to 62.5. And this is now our magnet support area, since it is since our current price is higher. Otherwise, I need to make it as red for resistance. So we need to shift the vertical line here and move to the next lower time frame, that is 1H. Now, on the 1-hourly frame, I can see that silver is exhausted. Silver bulls are exhausted. It has given an impressive rally from 62.5, and it created a high here and a higher low here. And the next higher high comes with weakness on MACD histogram. Then it is now creating a new high. This could be a false breakout. I can see that sellers are stepping in. So first we need to mark the retracement, assuming that this is the current high. And if I move to 15 minutes, you will get to know the structure here. So we got the double top here. We got the first move down. It bumped into the support and it has risen one more time to the same level and not able to cross this high. So this is a sign of weakness now. So let's switch back to 1-hourly frame and add the retracement here. Now on the hourly chart, assuming that this high holds and sellers, they step in, now this would be short-lived and the deepest level is 63.67. So the plan is if silver drops and remains and takes support at 63.67, we will aim to buy the dips. And we can also see some temporary bounce around 66.56. So this may act as the local support in between before pushing the price to the deeper level. So there would be drop towards 66.56, a corrective bounce, a lower high formation around 68.69, And then if it is able to break 66.56, then only I'll be expecting 63.67 or 64. But this should be taken as an opportunity to buy and hold it for the next target. Now we need to zoom out and understand the next target. Now, on the 4 hourly frame, if I zoom out, then the continuation from 63.64 will push silver towards 72.77. And after 72.77, the major level is around 79.80. So, this is the plan for silver. And let's move to gold now. Now I'll be switching to day chart. I've already highlighted some magnet zones here, but I will repeat the process. So this is the previous major low, which was cleaned. And then we got the higher low formation. So I need to apply fib extension on this formation. I need to come closer. I need to zoom out and I will start applying the extensions here. So let's add the first extension in the bullish direction. So the first extension in the bullish direction added. Let's bring the vertical line at C point and add our second extension in the bullish direction on the daily frame. So this is the second extension now being added on the daily chart. So these are the magnet areas which are highlighted already. So right now gold is sitting at the magnet resistance area around 46.22 to 46.35. Let's step down to 4 hourly frame and zoom out. Now, on the 4 hourly frame, the next extension starts at 3993. So, this is the base now. So, we will add A, B, and C here. Let's use 4 hourly to add the new extension. So, now I'm adding the first bullish extension on the 4 hourly frame. And I'll use a different color here. So blue lines are representing the 4 hourly structure, bullish structure, and I've shifted the vertical line here. So currently it is finding tough to break above 46.33, 46.35, and I can see signs of exhaustion on histogram, but no signs of exhaustion on MACD lines. So which means the drop would be short-lived. I'm not expecting a crash here. So any drop towards the previous support, that is around 44.75 to 44.68, should be taken as a first opportunity to buy here. So I'm expecting drop towards 44.75, 44.66, and then a bounce from this area. Now it all depends. After taking support around 44.75, if it creates the next higher high and breaks the resistance around 46.35, then the next target in sight is 47.14 to 47.61, and eventually I'm looking at 48.32. Now in case if it does not print a higher high, so after taking a corrective drop towards 44.75, 44.66, if it creates a lower high and gets rejected around 45.90, then it will move towards the deeper retracement to the next zone of 43.90, 43.80, and then it's going to move back. Now it all depends how it plays out in the coming week. Now let's move to the next lower time frame, that is 1H. Every trader watching this has a plan. Very few have a system that enforces it. That's trade checks. It connects your MT4 or MT5, locks your account when your loss limit hits, protects your profits when you reach target, and scores your discipline from 300 to 850 with your trade score. A 28-day free trial link is given below. Now, gold. Now, on the hourly frame, I can clearly see signs of exhaustion. We have higher high formation, and we may get one more false breakout, maybe not. But if you see another false breakout around 46.38, 46.40, do not buy here. Wait patiently for the breakout, a bearish breakout, confirmation, retest, a lower high formation, and allow it to move towards 45.42, 45.14, and eventually I'm looking at the zone around 44.75 to 44.66 as the first area of buying here. Now, in case if you see a direct drop without taking support around this region, around this region, then It will take support around 43.90, 43.80. It will bounce back to create a lower high sequence, and then only we will expect a deeper retracement. Otherwise, I'm not expecting a crash like behavior. It should take support above 43.90 and 44.75. Moving down to 15 minutes, I can see divergence and I can see signs of exhaustion in buyers here, but it may print another high before rolling down. It may not. I'm not very clear based on the pattern here. So we need to understand if it creates another high, don't get excited. Do not buy at the current levels. Wait patiently for the discounted price and then get into the buy thing. Overall, based on the weekly frame and the higher time frame that is monthly, the macro trend remains ultra bullish for gold. And now even the fundamental factors are in favor of gold. Now let's understand if it breaks 48.38, 48.85, then the next target in insight is the psychological mark of 49.93 to 5,000 level. Let's see how it plays out. Trade cautiously. Do not buy in large quantity at the higher levels. Wait for the drop to happen. And in between, if you want to take some counter trend sell trades, you need to trade super cautiously. So that's the picture heading into the next week. This rally isn't about the Fed anymore. It's about confidence in the dollar and how Washington handles its debt. And that's exactly why Jackson Hole matters much more this time. If Warsh sounds dovish or even stays quiet on the fiscal side, this move can keep running. But any pushback on that liquidity narrative and gold could give back a lot this ground fast. Make sure you're subscribed because I'll be back on Wednesday with the midweek analysis.